Hello out there, Heavy Montae here. Welcome to the Heavy Montae's podcast and my comedy show. Now, America. Now, Donald Trump and Mega Mike Johnson. Mega Mike Johnson is the Speaker of the House. He came out today, America, and he said to all of us that Donald Trump was a confidential informant. He was the man that turned Jeffrey Epstein in, they say, for the heinous acts that he did to our children. Somebody told me that Donald Trump is a big fat liar. You see what I'm saying, America? Now, it doesn't make any sense, okay? And they're saying that it's true, most likely, that he was the one, and I said in a previous podcast, Donald Trump was the one that turned Jeffrey Epstein in because he found out that Jeffrey Epstein was talking to the Russians about deals that Donald Trump made with a Russian billionaire they call the oligarch over there in Russia. See, so Donald Trump was involved in some shady stuff, and Putin had all the goods on his ass. And Epstein probably, gives Putin some tips or something or some extra stuff with some freaky shit that Donald Trump was doing. Anyway, you understand that Donald Trump is terrified about Vladimir Putin. Shit. Hell, he's scared of hell of Vladimir Putin. And he let the Ukraine burn because he's so afraid of Vladimir Putin. So anyway, America, Donald Trump will tell everybody now, he said, yeah, he was the one who told on Epstein. And Epstein did it. Reminds me of a story that I told a story I tell people when I was in the third grade, when I got caught eating candy and I told the rest of the children. We all got in trouble. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, Donald Trump, they say, knew everything that Jeffrey Epstein did and probably was present and may have participated in some of those heinous acts against our children. They say. At a minimum, they said he knew what was going on. Now he's trying to come out and say he was the hero. And he was the one who, exposed Jeffrey Epstein, and he want us to nominate him for a Nobel Peace Prize. America, you see, when you pick a puppet and somebody to hide behind, like the Republican Party and that MAGA Supreme Court, you better pick somebody with some common sense and somebody with some integrity and somebody who's not as awful as Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a liability for the Republican Party because the things that he is doing is rubbing off on them. Because everybody's going to say, they know that Donald Trump is a puppet and he's weak and the Republican House and Senate got control over him. They can kick his ass out until they get ready. You know what I'm saying? The Supreme Court can make better decisions to protect us, but they all are one. And now they are faced with him backing up somebody who they say is a pedophile and refusing to tell us if he is or if he's not. My bet is he is. Or it doesn't make any sense. If he did all of this stuff and he was the, informant, there'll be a record of it. There'll be a record that he's the informant. He's the good guy. Nancy Bass said he's the good guy. She's not even worried about it. The girls got ripped. She know Trump ain't do anything. You see what I'm saying? That's what she said, Nancy Bass. They probably scared the shit out of her. You see what I'm saying? But Marjorie Taylor Greene ain't playing that shit, she said. But anyway, she want the records, because any fair-minded person, politics is politics. I'm a progressive, but when it comes down to this, I want truth. I want to know. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what the hell's going on. And I think the rest of us want to know what's going on. We don't give a damn, of the outcome. We want our children protected. The Republicans don't give a damn about protecting the children. You see what I'm saying? We all know that. But I want to say this. The story that Donald Trump has come up with is an insult to the American people. When all he has to do is release the Reds. Really simple. Huh? So if he was a hero and he was the guy who told, the informant and all the stuff that they trying to, and they keep changing the story. The first story was that he stole from her. He stole this lady from her. I mean, this child from her. And I always ask this question: what is a 14-year-old child doing, working in a spa at Mar-a-Lago, giving old men massages? Huh? Did he get parental consent? I don't know. Maybe to check that out. Maybe, I understand that she wrote a book. We need to find out from Donald Trump himself. Just oppose him. Hey, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Now, God dang oh well, Donald Trump was best friend with this man for 10 years. They said he knew everything this guy was doing. He was his friend. Said that he probably was there when the guy was doing it. Donald Trump's probably guilty of murder. This is enough. We don't need no more. The Republican Party don't need no more information. They don't even need to see the records anymore. Huh? They need to bring him up on impeachment. Because I'll tell you why. Impeachment is not, you don't have to find him guilty. You know what I'm saying? The preponderance of the evidence, and the evidence right now is strong. You see? It's strong against him. Right now. You see? In an impeachment trial, we'll be able to see all the evidence. They'll have subpoena rights. Everything will come out on an impeachment trial. You see? So the Republicans, you got to do the right thing on here. So Donald Trump's in a bad position. I think Donald Trump's going to have to resign. I think they're setting it up. I said he was playing for a pardon. I think they're setting it up. He got to go because right now he's looking real, real bad. But I want to dwell on this for a little while. Do you see how dirty the Republican Party is and how dirty Mike Johnson is in the Republican Party? You see? Because the Republican Party is not really Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the person that they hide behind. The OMB director, his name is Vote, something like that. He is the architect of Project 2025. They say that he's running the country, along with Stephen Miller, somebody who's described as a self-looking, whatever you call him. People are saying he's a freaking Nazi. He talked like one, looked like Goebbels to me. He was the propaganda minister for Adolf Hitler, Goebbels, And he said he's superior. White supremacy. He ain't white either. Look at him. You see? He's not. He's not. See, he's just a nut, in my opinion. But America. So this is what we got. We got these people trying to cover up for Donald Trump. They might as well give this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Give it up. Let it go. This one, they will not be able to cover up. Donald Trump is going to resign. He's going to go. You see what I'm saying? And the Republican Party, and what's happening, the Republican Party trying to keep them in there a little longer so they can try to, gerrymander, rig the elections, and stuff like that. And before I go again, I want to call on the American people to insist that the Democratic Party get rid of the Electoral College. It's time. One person. I said on the last podcast, one man, one of my, followers called me and told me, you better not say that. One person, one vote. One man or woman. Huh? You see what I'm saying? That's what we need in America. Because I tell you why. It's going to work. Because if the Democratic Party is in and things are not going good for the American people, you know what I'm saying? We can vote them out, which will be hard now. Because, shit, you're taking a chance with the Republicans. You see, the last time the Republicans pulled some bullshit like this, they lost seats for 40 years, they say. You see what I'm saying? Playing that nasty, stinking Southern strategy that Ronald Reagan invented. Had these, getting all these crazy jokers down south. They do it every time for the South. The fugitive slave trade. Black people got away. The federal government came in and said, oh, you can go into the North and get your property. We were still property. You see what I'm trying to tell you? That's what they do with the women right now. Same thing. A woman, you pregnant, you leave the state, they say they can put your ass in jail. That's why they got to go. You see what I'm saying? I'll talk about this a little on another podcast. Freedom, America. We are a free people. And we need to vote for the Democratic Party. I say it every time. Please register as a Democrat. And please subscribe to the Heavy Montae YouTube channel. And Donald Trump know damn well he wasn't no damn confidential informant. The lifestyle of a gun man.